Hi, everybody. Welcome. Thank you so much for taking your time tonight to listen in on the call. So my name is Noreen McDonald. I'm a naturopath and involved with the Juice Plus business. I have a Facebook page called Keeping Health Real, and I'm really passionate about spreading a simple message of health and helping people to get on a better path with their health, but in a really realistic way. And tonight I'm really excited because I'm going to share with you our new program, which is written by my dear friend Nat Baldock, who is a whole food coach. She studied with INN, which is over in New York, I think. So Nat kind of came together. She put this program together, and when I first saw it, I just sort of went, wow, that really honestly makes sense, because I think nowadays in my clinic, a lot of people come to me and they're really confused with what to eat. You know, there's so many diets, and we've been through so many fads over the years of, you know, things tend to come in a trend and then they go out. So, you know, vegetarianism was in, and then it was macrobiotic, and then it was kind of raw, and then it was paleo, and then it was vegan, and HCG diet. There's the zone diet, the blood group diet. There's so many diets. So with what Nat's written, it's not actually a diet, it's an eating methodology. And I'm going to share with you her free ebook, which is actually available on her website, which is nataliebaldock.com. I can type it in the chat if you didn't catch that. By the way, if you want to ask any questions, just go down the bottom and write in the chat. But yeah, it's her gift really to humanity, and years of her research and her playing around with food. And I wouldn't say, yeah, I think I would probably say I'm a foodie, as in I absolutely love food. Like, it really is my highlight of the day. And I'll be really honest, when I think of doing like a juice fast for more than 3 to 5 days, 3 days even, I'm like, oh. We did one recently, and by the third day I was bored. I was like, felt like all my joy had gone because my food had gone, which is kind of sad, but who cares? I love food. So I figured that if I'm a foodie in that way, I should choose healthy choices that not only make my soul happy but also make my body happy and are going towards health. And I think as a mum, I'm a mum of one. He's 5 years old. I really passionate about educating him about what is good food and what isn't. And he's 5 and he understands now why his lunchbox looks different than everybody else's. And he understands that a muesli bar, yeah, it can come in a packet, but we make them, you know, and I make him beautiful protein bliss balls, and they go into his lunchbox. And I know that instead of having, I don't know, a white bread and jam sandwich or something for his morning tea, that protein and all those superfoods is actually going to get him through a 6-hour day at school. And look, I'm not a Puritan. I'll never pretend to be one. But, you know, I'd say we're 80-20 people. So 80% of the time we eat really well, and 20% of the time we still just have fun. I'm not too puritanical about everything. So I felt bad. He went to a party once and there was a piñata and all the lollies fell out, and he just stood back, and I was like, what are you doing? And he goes, oh, mummy, lollies are full of sugar and colours. And I went, uh-oh, I think I might have gone a bit too far. So I don't want to ruin him having a childhood, but he knows what's in them. Do you know what I mean? He actually is educated about the fact of what sugar is and the colours, and, you know, he'll have them now and again, but we just don't buy them and have them in the house as such. So and I'm the same. Look, I'm exactly the same. If I have stuff in the fridge, like, I'll be honest, I quite like to eat white bread, but I don't eat it. Like, if I go out to a restaurant and I might have some garlic bread, I'll enjoy it. But if we have it here at home, I'd probably eat it because I don't have that much self-control. So again, the same thing is making those choices, doing the shopping list, organising my week of eating so that I just have in the fridge foods really that are sustaining our bodies, and then weekends is a time for a little bit more enjoyment. So I'm going to share with you the book. So here we are here. It's called How to Plate Up, How to Eat for Energy, Connection and True Happiness. And isn't that a lovely cover? So it's the revised edition. There's beautiful Nat, my friend, who I went to high school with. And, you know, you can sort of read here, in a modern world, we're so confused about how to eat, what to eat. Pretty similar thing of what I've just talked about. And this way of eating that she's going to present, or I'm going to present to you on behalf of her in this book, is all about nourishing and choosing foods that help to improve your digestion, your nervous health, and your immune function. And basically, when we nourish those three systems in the body, a byproduct of that is we start to feel good. We start to have energy. And I tell you what, so many people that you meet and talk to say they're tired. Like, that's probably one of the biggest things I see in clinic. You know, I see probably maybe 15 to 20 people a week at the moment working part-time. And I always say to them, what is one thing, if I could fix it today, what would it be? And they go, I just want more energy. And this is what's missing, is we're not getting enough nutrition, and we're also making the wrong food choices that don't nourish those three systems. Okay, so when we eat this way that Nat's come up, we start to feel good. And not only do we start to have more energy, but I think we just start to feel more connected. Because we're eating a lot of great foods that nourish everything, we feel connected with ourselves, we feel more connected in relationships, our stress levels go down because we're being better nourished at the end of the day. And our brain, you know, I always saying this to my little boy, I'm like, you know, sometimes he's not very good at drinking water, and he comes home and his water bottle's still nearly full, and I'm like, oh, you've got to drink water, because our bodies are 80% water. Your brain can't function without water. Just like our cells can't really function that well without the right nutrition. So when we start to put that nutrition on our plates and into our bodies every single day, then we start to have changes in health that last. And this is what I want to encourage people, and I want you to share with people too, this book, and teach them. Please share this with your families and your friends and your loved ones. Because it's very effective. And at the end of the day, we just want people to feel better, especially our loved ones, right? And this is pretty simple. So how to play it up, how to use this book effectively is obviously read it and go through the 30-60-10 rule, and we're going to go through that in a minute. Review the methodology and understand the balance on your plate, and we'll go through that as well. Browse the recipe suggestions and choose from some of your favourites, or you can create your own recipes, and we'll talk about that. Fill out your weekly planner so you're well organised. This is absolutely key for this program to work, is number 4, okay? It's pretty self-explanatory. Read through the book. We'll chat about it today. But you've got to fill out the weekly planner. This book can just become another ebook that's stored in your hard drive that you never look at. Or if you got it printed out, if you printed it on your printer, it could be another book. How many recipe books do you have that just sit on? We've got so many recipe books. My husband's was a chef, so we've got tons. And they just sit there. I've got my favourites that I do call on, and this is one of them now. But on a Sunday, like I'm sort of feeling like today's a Sunday because it's a public holiday. Normally, I would have sat down. I haven't done it today. Normally, Sunday's the day I sit down, we get out the recipe book, we fill out our weekly meal planner, and then I'm writing a shopping list from that weekly planner. And then I go shopping usually on a Monday, and that's it. I do one big shop, and then I go to the farmers markets maybe on a Wednesday to get some more produce. And because we are a pretty busy household, when I get home from work, I'm not thinking, what am I going to cook? It's there. The recipe's there. And all of the produce is there. You don't have to think about it. And when you eat like this, you also save a ton of money. The first time I did this, it wasn't based around this book. I just started writing recipes and a shopping list. I looked at the shopping list and went, really? Is that honestly all I need for this week? And I kind of didn't believe it. And I went and did the shop, which was way cheaper than what our normal shop is. And yeah, that's all I needed for the week. Because how many of you know when you go shopping, it's the same things that go onto the trolley? If you don't have a shopping list based on a recipe plan for the week, oh, I need a couple of capsicums, I'll grab a leek, we need some more spuds. I grab a broccoli, need some more salad. And then the end of the week comes, and how much stuff do you have to throw out to the compost? You know, it really does go wasted, or it gets carried on to the next week, and then the capsicum starts getting all shriveled, but you think, shivers, I better eat that because I bought it. So again, much better to be able to eat things fresh when they're in their maximum nutrient density. Okay, so we're going to talk about Juice Plus a little bit later as well. That's our preferred method of supplementation when you're on this program. We've also got a Facebook group which you can join to be part of the community, and people are sharing recipes and just kind of encouraging each other along. And lastly, attend How to Plate Up, which while you're listening to this is you're on it. And we're also going to start doing some actual live events in Nelson and also down in Christchurch, which is very exciting. So here's the methodology. It's pretty simple. It's 60-30-10. That's all you have to remember. This is actually a plate. So imagine you've got your plate. 60% of the space on your plate should be your plant-based carbohydrates. 30% of your plate is good high-quality protein. And it's about the thickness, the size of your palm and the thickness. Unless you're breastfeeding, and then it's going to be slightly bigger, add another third, or if you work out a lot. Or, you know, if you're a guy that is like a brick paver or a landscaper or somebody that's, you know, burning up a lot of energy, and pregnant or breastfeeding, as I said. 10% is good fat. So we're going to flick just down before she goes through the examples down to the guide. Okay, so this is the biggest question you will probably get asked when you start talking about this eating methodologies. People, they go, oh, so what's a carbohydrate? Because we think of carbohydrates in today's society as bread, pasta, all the bad stuff, because it's that whole can't eat carb thing, right? But carbohydrates are also plants, so they're fruits and vegetables. So when we're talking about 60% of your plate being carbs, I'm not talking about 60% of your plate being pasta, just to make that clear. So I'm talking about here organic fruits, vegetables, onions, the grasses, herbs, root vegetables, sprouts, superfoods. So this is all pretty much that amazing rainbow of colours that you see in the fruit and vegetable department of hopefully your farmer's market. So the key here is lots and lots of greens. So I always remember David Wolfe, who I'm a big fan of. He says the greener you are inside, the cleaner you are inside. And that is just so true. Green plants, you know, all your spinaches and your lettuce, it's just all full of chlorophyll, which cleanses our blood. And then you want to have a spattering of colours, because the more colours you have in terms of fruits and vegetables, it means the more variety of nutrition that you're putting into your body. Plus, how good does it look? When you look at an amazing salad, it just makes you feel good already, right, before you've even eaten it. And then once you have eaten it, I always feel a little bit proud of myself. Which is like, oh my gosh, I just eaten that amazing salad. Whereas I know if I eat, like tonight we were like brushed and da-da-da, so we had some gluten-free pasta with pesto, which had some roast pumpkin through it, but there was no salad, and I can feel it now. It feels heavy. I don't feel alive. You know, it's so light on your body is a good salad. Anyway, 60% of your plate, you want to be that. Flick up to here, 30%. What's protein? Okay, protein is your nuts, your seeds, grains, good grains such as quinoa and buckwheat and spelt and amaranth, deep sea fish, any of your meats if you do eat meat, tempeh or tofu if you're more of a vegetarian. Some of the better cheeses, which we find people are not so allergic to, goat's cheese, labneh, feta and halloumi, homemade yogurt and kefir, yummy. All the legumes, so the beans and the peas and the lentils and eggs. Okay, so that's the protein. So this is the bit I would say that people miss out on the most in their How to Plate Up guide is the 10% good fats. And fat's got a really bad name for such a long time that we're still trying to re-educate people around the fact that good fats are good fats. We need them for our nervous system health. even people with high blood pressure and cardiovascular problems, high cholesterol, they still need good fats. It actually helps them. So what is it? Coconut yogurt, coconut oil, avocados, hemp seed, all your oils pretty much, but the good ones, right? So that's the good fats. So what are some examples? And we'll flick back up here. You know, what is a nice balanced, how to plate up breakfast? Buckwheat crepes with banana, berries, yogurt and maple syrup. Okay, that's 60-30-10. Poached eggs on sauteed greens. So you've got your greens here, which is your carbohydrate. Your poached eggs is the protein. Avocado and olive oil is your fats. Do you know what I mean? Quinoa porridge with coconut milk. So you've got your protein here with your porridge. Your coconut milk is also going to be protein. Grated apple is going to be the carbohydrate. Coconuts, walnuts, you know, you've got your fats in amongst all of that, walnuts and stuff. So lunch, there's some examples here. That sounds yummy. Quinoa salad with pine nuts, currants and yogurt dressing. Dinner suggestions, same thing, 60-30-10, 60-30-10. Okay, and obviously we're not going to spend too long here because you can just download the book and read it yourself. Even snacks, we want it to be kind of 60-30-10. And even the smoothies, 60-30-10. Juices are the only thing that's different. We want 4 to 5 part vegetable to 1 part of fruit. And lots of people get that the other way around. Okay. And then with this eating methodology as well, don't forget you don't have to completely cook or eat out of the recipes in here. You can apply this rule to anything that you want to make. So this week I wanted to have fish and I thought, oh, cool, okay, we'll get some fish. That's my protein on my plate. And then I just Googled. I had some quinoa that I cooked on Friday, so I just Googled a quinoa. I looked in my fridge. I said, what have I got? I've got quinoa. I've got feta. I think I had some cucumbers and cherry tomatoes. Google a salad. Boom, done. That was my carbohydrates. And then I just drizzled it with some beautiful flaxseed oil. That's my fat. And I had some avocado. So you don't have, you know, you can apply this to your plate. So here we go. This is the weekly planner, which is great. I'm just going to stop the share for a minute. I'll come back to it because I just want to show you. Now, admittedly, this actually was the other week's because I haven't done it for this week yet. But I'll see if you can you guys all kind of see that? Yep. So it's pretty yummy eating. And when you can just have this plan, you're not going to be hanging around the kitchen mid-morning or mid-afternoon reaching for the block of chocolate or the bread, you know. And this is what happens is when we get hungry, this is when we can make not so healthy choices, right? It's like going to this is why I say do a plan, because the worst time to go to the supermarket is what time? Straight after work when you're starving and you just go, oh my God, I'm so hungry, I just need to grab that packet of crisps and eat it on the way home. Or for me, it's not so bad. I've been getting into roasted cashews lately, but they're also salted, which I know isn't good salt, so it's not the best. So it's just best to avoid the supermarket at that time of the day, especially if you've got kids who are like, I want this, I want that. So I'll just give you an example of a Monday. So I wake up, I'm going to take my Juice Plus capsules with my 2 glasses of water, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Breakfast, I'm going to have a complete smoothie, which is a plant-based protein smoothie. Completely sets me up for the morning. Mid-morning, protein bliss balls. Again, they have the complete plant protein powder in it as well. Lunch was a bean salad. Have anyone heard of those salad in a jars? So I just did a salad in a jar party the other day. It was awesome. Definitely Google it. There's so many fantastic recipes out there. So you could do all of your prep for lunch as salad in a jars on a Sunday as well. Imagine how organised you're going to be. Mid-afternoon, a veggie juice with, you know, a tiny bit of fruit. And then dinner, chickpea curry. So it'd be, you know, chickpeas would be kind of the protein, heaps of sauteed greens, and then maybe like a drizzle of coconut oil or something on the top. So as you can hear, it's amazing food. It's absolutely delicious. And also the biggest thing I probably get asked in clinic is, how can I lose weight? So many people are not the body shape that they used to be or the body shape that they want to be. And this type of eating, absolutely, I'm just going to plug my computer in, absolutely enables your metabolism to start working correctly again, because we're nourishing digestion, immune system, nervous system, and it goes on to also affect your reproductive system, because we've got all those good fats in there and all of those plant-based carbohydrates. It really just helps everything in the body. If everybody just learnt to eat this way, they'd be so much healthier. And see on my one here, I've got on the weekend, this is my 20% fun time. So this is where I kind of don't write everything down. I just go, I wing it a little bit more. We don't go crazy. You know, I still have a smoothie maybe in the morning, but like this morning I made spelt waffles, and we had them with some yummy yogurt and some blueberries and some toasted nuts. So it's not bad, but it's just more relaxed. Yeah, so anyway, I just want to quickly flick back to that book just to show you. So in her book, she's got 4 weeks worth, so it's a month program if you wanted to do it for a month. But what I find, honestly, is if you can do it all of the time, then fantastic. Or if you want to have a bit more of a break and do it more of the way that I do it, which is 5 days on, 2 days off, this is the way I'll eat probably for a very, very long time, if not forever, because it works. Okay, so breakfast, there's so many yummy recipes in here. Seasonal fruit salad with hemp seeds, activated Peter's yogurt and cinnamon, yum. Poached eggs, grilled vegetable stack with halloumi, yum, yum, yum. So I'm just going to flick down because everyone can just download this and obviously you can look through it yourself. There's a couple of recipes in here that are a little bit Australian because Nat's from Australia, so I think there's one with kangaroo, but we could just do it with venison if you eat meat, that is. And remember, you know, for the vegetarians, you're obviously just going to swap in, swap out, which you do anyway. If it says meat, you're just going to swap in with beans or lentils or whatever. That's really yummy, that lentil dal. So I'm just going to go to the end. She's got amazing, the one thing that I absolutely love in here is the protein balls. They are really, really good. Look at these yummy smoothies. Banana, cacao, spelling mistake, and coconut smoothie. Sweet potato, peaches and almond milk smoothie, go green mango, you know, yum. It's all yum. So down the end, I'll get there. Here we go. So this is really, really nice as well, is just to have these daily rituals for happiness. So these are the things that we add into our day on top of this type of eating. So making sure that every day we're breathing correctly. We're not just breathing up here into our chest, but actually teaching ourselves how to full body breathe. If you want to know how to full body breathe, if you go to my Facebook page, Keeping Health Real, and you scroll back down, I've done a little video on how to breathe correctly. It's based on the yogi breathing. Water, obviously hugely important, 2 to 3 litres of good quality water. Pardon me. Speaking of water, isn't it funny? Subconsciously, I was like, oh my God, I'm so thirsty. There we go. Vitamin D, so getting out into the sunshine and making sure you're soaking up that vitamin D through your skin. It's really important for calcium absorption, etc. Whole foods, if you're eating according to this methodology, how to plate up, you're going to be eating whole foods because nothing's really processed or refined. So you're eating as close to nature as possible. And when we eat like that, there is also not only a huge amount of nutrition, but also there's an intelligence that occurs from these plants. Plants grow on the earth. They're connected to the earth. We live on the earth. So there's this intelligence and this beauty that gets passed through into our bodies, and we do start to feel more alive. It's live food rather than dead food. And it's just pretty obvious, isn't it, when you walk down the supermarket and there's just all these aisles of cardboard, right, full of stuff that somebody's put in a packet. God knows what half of the stuff is. If you start to read labels, it's like, well, what is that? What is that emulsifier? What's that? No. it's amazing how much as a society we've just given our power away. We just believe. It's even when you get a pharmaceutical drug, it's like, well, what is that? Do you read the list of side effects? You know, we need to start being aware of what are we putting in our bodies, especially our food, because that is something we can control. Exercise, look, obviously movement is really important, but choose something that you absolutely love doing, not what you think you should be doing. Because again, your brain's going to be happy, your nervous system will be happy. You're actually going to be having fun doing it rather than hating it every minute. Relationships, you know, really important to work on your relationships, and especially, most importantly, your relationship with yourself, which quite often goes unnoticed. We're always thinking straight away, we're probably all just thought of a person then when we thought about relationships. But I bet none of us thought, oh, what about me? You know, so spending that time nourishing you, really important. What do you love doing, and what haven't you done for so long? So there's a fantastic book called The Artist's Way, and I recommend it to anybody. It's not just for artists, it's for anyone that wants to grow. And she does such a cool thing inside that book. She gets you to write down like all the things that you love to do or would love to do. And then every week you have to take yourself out on an artist date. So you just take yourself on a date, whether it's like going horse riding that you haven't done, which is one of my ones, which I need to do, or, you know, going to buy your favourite magazine and sit in a park with a beautiful drink, you know, or take yourself off for a massage. It's just fantastic. So building relationships with yourself and with other people. Passion, obviously following your desires and the flow of life to be where you want to be. Gratitude, it's so essential to be grateful every day, to be humble enough to think of the things that you have already in your life. So it's one thing to have vision boards and want more and to create more, which you're absolutely allowed to do, and you have the power to do that. But also the flip side is to go, hold on a minute as well, what am I grateful for already having gotten? You know, even just the simple things. So earthing yourself, making a priority to connect with that Mother Earth every day. As a society, so much concrete. I mean, we're not so bad in New Zealand, but still making that effort if you go to the park to just slip your shoes off and actually connect directly with the earth, or when you go to the beach, take your shoes off. Obviously, sleep, hugely important. And we're going to go back to talking about supplementation now just briefly before I end the call, because we obviously, our program, we recommend people to take Juice Plus. What is Juice Plus? It's from food, and that's why we love it so much. It's not synthetic, which means it's not man-made in a laboratory. It's not listed as B1, B2, B5, B6, all of that stuff, because it's food. It actually has a food label. So it's made from 30 varieties of fruits and vegetables and berries, which are grown to full maturity on the plant. And that's why when we harvest it at full maturity, it has maximum nutrition. Okay, compared to, let's say, for example, going into the supermarket and buying anything, an apple, a pineapple, a banana, which was taken from the tree, God knows when. You know, I've heard of apples being stored in cold store for 3 months before they even make it into the supermarket shelves. So the nutrition that we are getting from the food we buy already isn't the maximum nutrition we can get, because it's harvested before maturity. And that's also why I love Juice Plus. We harvest at full maturity, so it's maximum nutrition. What do we do then is we pulp everything together, including the skins, including the cores. It's all pulp, 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 pulp. And then we use a method to dehydrate it. Very, very low temperatures. From what I've read, it's 1 degree Celsius, which is extremely low. And that dehydration process takes out the water, and it also takes out the fructose, which is why we can have diabetics that take our product with success. And then what we're left with is a beautiful powder, which we put into a vegan capsule. So really, the way that I think about Juice Plus is the fact that it is like a live, raw whole food concentrate. And the vegan capsules are a plant source, so they dissolve very, very quickly. They're not like, you know how you can get some capsules that are really, really hard and get stuck in your throat? These ones don't tend to do that. And what I love about it is because it's food, my body knows exactly how to digest it and absorb that nutrition. So I'm not telling my body, right, here's 50 milligrams of B1 and here's 20 milligrams of B2 or whatever it is. I'm actually giving my body an opportunity to have 30 varieties of plants which have huge amounts of micronutrition in every single plant. There's literally thousands of micronutrients that go into my bloodstream every single morning. And since I've been on the product, I've had way more energy. My eczema cleared up. My lower back pains tended to kind of just went away. And just my whole family are healthier. None of us have really gone down with a major cold or flu or tummy bug, and we know lots of people that have had that. My son's never had antibiotics. He's just a healthy kid, which is how we all used to be when fruit and vegetable nutrition was good and when we used to eat more closely aligned with whole foods. So this is what they look like. Okay, berry, fruit, vegetable, pretty simple. I just take 2 capsules of each in the morning. I start with half a lemon, freshly squeezed in warm water. And then, actually, to be honest, then what I usually go into is a smoothie, which is our other product. We have the vanilla or the chocolate. Again, these are a protein powder / superfood in a sachet. So all made from plants. There's no whey powder in here. And these are made 60-30-10. It's the same balance as what we've been talking about on the How to Plate Up guide. And I just have it on a base of almond milk. And then again, superfood it up. Chuck in whatever you want. I just put, udos oil, which is my favourite plant-based, omega 3, 6 and 9 essential fatty acid. And I put a bit of probiotic powder in. I might put chia seeds in or some maca powder or bee pollen or whatever. Doesn't really matter. Have your little superfood drawer and just pick it out intuitively. Wouldn't that be fun? Just take a few deep breaths and be like, okay, what do I need today? And just pull it out. That's the other thing, we've lost that reconnection and that trust within ourselves to know what we need, which you do know, actually. So I usually do that, and then I have my capsules. I have a big glass of water, and then I'm out the door, and I feel really amazing pretty much all day, but it sets me up for the morning. So we love that. We love Juice Plus because it has science behind it. We have 35 clinical studies done. I'm a scientist. I needed to see the research, and I've seen it. It's published in medical journals. Nobody can dispute what it does because it is fruits and vegetables, so it kind of just makes sense, doesn't it? Like when I saw the clinical studies results, which you can look on the juiceplus.com.au website, I said to my husband, come and have a look at this. And he's just like he's a realist, and he's like, yeah, what are you surprised about? It's fruits and vegetables. I was like, oh, yeah, okay, well, I still think that's really awesome. So we have science, which I love. And we also have a huge passion for kids' health. When an adult chooses to go on our program, obviously the How to Plate Up program, including the capsules and the complete if they want it. Even if they just took the capsules, they also get to sponsor a child for the free Kids Choose, any kids aged between 4 to 18 years of age. Get these free, which is pretty amazing. So as I said, anyone also who doesn't like to swallow capsules can take the gummies, and they taste really delicious. We have a lot of sports people that use these in their training events, like triathletes and stuff, instead of those sickly sweet glucose shots. And I did the spring challenge recently. It was only a 3-hour kind of multi-sport event, but we were just kind of chowing down on these as the energy went down. We just went, have some of those and get through. And we had those raw protein balls too out of the book, which were amazing. So that's pretty much the program. What have the results been, just quickly? We've had so many people that have lost weight, increase in energy, happier. I think, that's the thing, is I know so many women that they're just busy, but they're also empty because they're busy. They then they think they don't have the time to make the healthy choices. So when we teach people this program, which, I mean, to you girls that are on the call, does it seem hard? Just shake your head. Nah, it's not hard. It's literally called organisation, right? And even though sometimes on a Sunday I'll go, I can't be bothered to sit down and do my menu planner and my shopping list, but I know it only takes, seriously, probably 15 minutes, and then you do the shopping and it's done. It's worth the effort, absolutely worth the effort, because it just makes you feel healthy and makes you feel connected and good. So I encourage you to explore it, please. Download the book, get in contact with me if you want via Keeping Health Real, Facebook page, or Messenger me, whatever you want. If you need any more information, or if you are looking to order Juice Plus, please either contact me or whoever sent you this recording, and they will hook you up with an amazing product and an amazing program. So we're going to continue to do these talks probably every second Monday night. Please also encourage your friends and family to come on, because why not? It's free and they get to learn hopefully something that will change their life. And when you can give that gift to somebody in changing their life, if they have been sick or they've got a disease, or just, everybody I meet can be helped by this way of eating. So please spread the word, because that's our gift to all of you, and that's our passion, really. So any questions for the lovely ladies that are on here? Nope. No? Okay, all good. Well, I wanted to say to you three, thanks so much for coming on the call. I know it's a public holiday. And yeah, hopefully I know that I'll see all your faces again, no doubt. Next week's call, I'm not too sure what we're doing, but I think I might do a kids health call next week. Next week on Monday, I'll probably do a how to boost your kids health call. So you're welcome to join me for that, and we'll be talking more things about healthy tips for the little people in our lives. Okay. Hey, thanks so much, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.